I'm gonna be telling you guys about every single NPC in the first sea. And starting off, we got an NPC that literally everybody knows about, the Blox Fruits dealer. This NPC is extremely popular, and you can basically just buy every fruit in the game from this guy. But if you want the rare fruits, then you're probably gonna have to wait a really long time. And he's located at this very specific part of the starter island. You literally can't miss him. The next NPC we got is called the Sword Dealer, and this guy's literally located right next to the Blox Fruit Dealer. And he sells you two different swords. The first one is the katana, and the second one is the cutlass. And you might be wondering, what is the difference between both of these swords? Well, they're literally like exactly the same. They're just reskins of each other. And they both cost a total of 1,000 belly to buy. So it's extremely cheap, and I definitely recommend you guys getting your hands on this if you're new to the game. Keep in mind, it's not that crazy of a sword, so once you get the opportunity to buy a new one, you should probably take it. Next up, we got an NPC that everyone should know regardless of what sea you're in, and that is the boat dealer. This guy basically just lets you spawn boats, and same with the luxury boat dealer who's located right next to him. Anyways, the next NPC that we got here is the weapons dealer. This guy is located at Middletown, and he sells you a total of 3 different weapons. The first one is the slingshot gun that you can buy for a total of 5,000 belly from this guy. Slingshot is the worst gun in the game, but that also makes it the cheapest. The first ability of this gun is Ink Bomb, where you just shoot out a bunch of paint and it just damages your enemy a little bit. Then we got the Proximity Bomb, which literally just shoots out a bomb, and for this one you need a 40 master requirement. After that, we got a gun called a musket. This one costs a little bit more than the slingshot, coming in at a total of 8,000 belly. And after that, we got another gun, which is the most expensive weapon that you can buy from this NPC, and it's called the flintlock. It looks pretty cool compared to the other two, and it costs a total of 10,500 belly. Overall, definitely the best gun that this guy has, but then again, it's nowhere compared to some other weapons you can get later in the first sea. Moving on to the next NPC, this guy is called the Aura Editor, and you can find him at this very specific area right over here. And once you talk to him, he basically just lets you edit your aura level. And no, you literally can't just change level, it's just what it looks like. Once you buy aura and you gradually level it up, it's going to cover more and more of your body. But some people don't like that, so they talk to this guy to just reduce the amount of aura that's actually seen on your body. Just take a look at my character, I just like having it on my hands, even though my aura is actually just fully maxed out. After that, we got an NPC called Robot Mega, and this guy is pretty much right next to him. And this is the guy that gives you the quest for the Darkblade V2. But keep in mind, you do have to get your hands on the Darkblade first, and if you don't want to spend money on the game, that's going to be pretty hard to get. After that, we got an NPC called the Experienced Captain, and once you talk to him, he's basically just going to let you go from the first sea into the second sea. Extremely simple, but to access him, you do have to finish every island in the first sea and complete the quest to enter the second sea. Anyways, moving on to the next NPC, this guy is called the Blox Fruits Gotcha, and he's located at the jungle, and what he does is extremely simple. You basically talk to him and give him a certain amount of money depending on your level. So if you're level 50, which is the minimum level requirement to talk to this guy, then it costs a total of 32,350 belly to roll a fruit from this guy. But if you're level 2,600, then you need to pay him 414,000 belly to roll a fruit from him. It's literally more than 10 times. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, this guy is like one of the best NPCs in the game because he's going to be your main fruit supply to get your hands on pretty much any fruit that you want. But keep in mind, the rarer the fruit is, the harder it is to roll it. Even I've only gotten a couple mythics from this guy, and I roll him like every single day. Moving on to the next NPC, this guy's located at the Pirate Village, and he's an NPC that sells you 2 weapons. And since his name is the Sword Dealer of the West, you can already kind of guess what he sells you. Well, it's just swords, obviously. The very first sword that he sells you is the Dual Katana, which you can buy for a total of 12,000 belly. And the next item is Iron Mace, which costs a total of 25,000 belly. And the reason you would want to buy the Iron Mace over the Dual Katana is because it does a lot more area damage than the Dual Katana. So if you're looking to fight multiple people at the same time, then this is definitely the weapon you should go for. But regardless, these weapons are pretty low tier. Get your hands on way better weapons later. After that, on the very same island, we got an NPC called the Dark Step Teacher, and this guy teaches you the Dark Step fighting style, which is the cheapest fighting style in the whole game because it only costs a total of 150,000 belly. Its moves are pretty simple. The M1s look like this. You got the flying kick attack, the breakdance, the barrage, and you finally got the overheat, which is basically a transformation ability that sets your legs on fire and makes you do 22% more damage for a total of 60 seconds. Pretty unique ability because no other fighting style in the game actually has this. After that, we got an NPC called the Rich Man, and you should not be worrying about this guy if you're not done with the first sea. This guy's an NPC that's part of the Saber Expert quest to get your hands on the Saber Sword. After that, we got an NPC called the Blacksmith, who is crucial no matter what sea you're in, because this is the guy that you talk to upgrade and enchant your weapon, and you definitely want to be doing that for the later seas. After that, we got an NPC called Hassan, who is located in this secret place at the desert island. Once you talk to him, he'll give you the opportunity to get your hands on the Swordsman hat, which gives you a 10% buff to your overall sword damage. But keep in mind, to talk to this guy, you do need to have unlocked the flash step ability, the aura ability, as well as the air jump ability. And there is an NPC for that, which I will get to later. Oh, and you also need 300 stat points for your sword. The next NPC that I got here is the sword dealer of the east. And this guy's located at the frozen village island. And he sells you 2 swords, just like the other sword dealer. The first one is the triple katana, which costs a total of 60,000 belly. And this sword is honestly one of the best that you can get in the first seed. But one that is better is a sword. Well, it's not really a sword, it's just a pipe. I mean, it is a sword, it's just called pipe. And it costs a total of 100,000 belly. And this one has really cool effects, and it's also better than the triple katana. But the only issue is it costs literally almost double. So which sword you buy from this guy kind of just depends on how serious you are about sword fighting, I guess. After that, we've got an NPC called the Ability Teacher, who's located at the very same island. And this guy sells you 3 crucial abilities that you definitely need to get your hands on as fast as possible. The first one is the air jump ability, which costs a total of 10,000 belly, which basically just lets you jump in the air. And you can do this for a total of 10 times before you just kind of fall back down. And if you have the angel race, you can actually do it 12 times. After that, we got the aura ability, which costs a total of 25,000 belly, and this basically just increases your overall damage. The thing about the aura ability is that you actually don't have its full power when you start. You kind of have to level it up as you go, and you'll know you're leveling it up as the aura basically just covers more and more of your body. And in its final form, it'll basically just cover your whole body, and this is what you look like. After that, we got the flash step ability, which costs a total of 100,000 belly. And this basically just lets you teleport a couple steps away from you. And in my opinion, the most important one here is definitely aura or even air jump. Flash step you can kind of leave until later if you want to save your money. After that, we got the sick man NPC, and this guy's also a part of the saber expert puzzle, just like the rich man from before. After that, we got the doghouse Indra NPC, and this is literally what it looks like. Yeah, this is an actual person, I guess. And this is an NPC that actually gives you hints for the Dark Blade V2. But I'm pretty sure at the start of the game, this NPC was just kind of useless. Anyways, the next NPC that we got here is the advanced weapon dealer. And this guy's located at Marine Fortress, and he sells you a total of 3 guns. The first one is the refined slingshot, which costs a total of 30,000 belly. Then we got the dual flintlock, which costs a total of 65,000 belly. Then we got the shotgun for a total of 100,000. Moving on, we got an NPC called Paulus, who's located in this extremely secret spot on the Marine Fortress island. And he basically sells you an accessory called the Black Cape for a total of 50,000 belly. And keep in mind, you need to be at least level 50 to be able to talk to this NPC. And if you're wondering what the Black Cape does, it basically just gives you plus 100 energy, plus 100 health, and a 5% increase to your overall damage. Moving on, we got an NPC called Angler, who's located at the lower part of Skylands. And from this guy, you can buy a bunch of things, and he's an extremely useful NPC no matter what sea you're in. Sells you the fishing rods as well as baits, and you can get your hands on the gold rod, the shark rod, the shell rod, the treasure rod, as well as the basic bait, kelp bait, good bait, abyssal bait. You get the idea. And this guy's an extremely important NPC if you do want to start fishing. Moving on to the main island of Skylands, the first NPC you can find here is the Master Sword Dealer. And just like the other sword dealers in this video, he sells you a total of 2 swords. The first one is the dual-headed blade, which costs a total of 400,000 belly. And it looks pretty crazy. But not as crazy as the next weapon, the Bicento, which costs a total of 1 million belly. So you already know this guy is a pretty crazy NPC. But the next one is literally crazy. He's called the Mad Scientist. And he's the one that sells you the electric fighting style, and he's located behind this rock right here. And you can buy the fighting style for a total of 500,000 belly. Then we got Yoshi, who's located at the top of this place right here. And he sells you the Tomoe ring accessory for a total of 500,000 belly. And keep in mind, you need to have at least 200 melee stat points to get your hands on this accessory. And if you're wondering what it does, it just increases your overall Blox food damage by 10%. The next NPC we got here is a pretty interesting one. This guy's the remove Blox food NPC. He basically just removes whatever Blox food that you currently have equipped in. And the only reason you should be doing this is if you're just scared of water, I guess. Like, that's literally the only drawback to having a Blox food equipped in. And there's so many ways to get around the water that it's just kind of useless to talk to this guy. Anyways, moving on to the next NPC. This guy is called the Living Skeleton, and he's located in this secret area right over here in the Magma Village. And when you talk to him, he'll sell you a sword called the Soul Cane for a total of 750,000 belly. Anyways, moving on to the next NPC, he's located at the underwater city, and he's called the Water Kung Fu Teacher. To find this guy, you also kind of just have to walk through this wall right over here. As you can probably tell by his name, he sells you the Water Kung Fu fighting style, which is a pretty decent fighting style. After that, we got an NPC called the Instinct Teacher, and he's literally located at the highest point in the map, at Upper Skylands at the top of this temple. And when you talk to him, you can get your hands on something called Instinct. but you do have to pay him a total of 750,000 belly. And you also have to have completed the Saber Expert puzzle that I kind of talked about before. But once you get your hands on Instinct, it basically just lets you dodge things and lets you see people and NPCs through walls. Extremely useful ability, and I definitely recommend you guys getting your hands on this before you head into the second sea. And that's pretty much it.